Hey, and welcome back to the Lush for Shade Night Show. I am super happy to have you here today. So come on in and get in where you fit in, because I've always got room right around my table for you, your friends, and your frenemies. So go ahead, like, share, start a watch party, run and tell somebody that Lush for Shade Nights is hot on the box. I'm going to encourage you, grab your notebook and grab your pen, because I always say note takers are money makers and note takers are change makers. Let me unmute myself. Welcome back to the show. This is your girl Lotus Richey, and I'm super duper happy to have you here today because I have a phenomenal guest with me all the way from across the water from the UK. And I'm so happy that he's here today. And today we're going to talk about why love is important in business from world-class business change makers. So here we have it. You may be a change maker. You may work with change makers, and you're wondering why. We must have love when we communicate and deal with one another. And today, I have a person who is changing the dynamic all around the world. So come on in and get in where you fit in. And when you come in, let us know where you're coming in from. And I know before you even ask, I'm going to go ahead and share this with you. I know you may be saying, Lolo, what's in your cup? Well, you go get your cup and I'll share with you what's in mine. Today, I have some tea. I'm drinking some tea, folks. Yummy, yummy, yummy. My tea is great. This is like a detox tea that I use, and I typically drink it a couple of times a week. I like to keep my body shapely and in fit. So in shape, not shapely, I know, but in fit. I like to stay in fit. So that's great. And folks, you always know I say bring your notepad in your pen. Bring your notepad in your pen. Why? Because note takers are money makers. And listen, you are going to want to take notes today when my guest, Mark Stephen Pooler, comes on the scene. Why? Because he's going to share some tips, some golden secret nuggets with you that are second to none. So if you're ready to have a little fun, come on in and get in where you fit in, because I've always got room right around my table for you. So don't forget, when you come in, like, share, start a watch party. Like, share, start a watch party, and run and tell somebody that your girl, Lolo, is back on the box with my gentleman friend. Yes, he is a gentleman. He may not like me to say that, but I'm saying it. Don't tell him he's backstage, but don't tell him I said it. But he is a gentleman. He's such a nice guy, but he's a powerful influencer globally, and he is blazing trails all around the world. And when I talked to him, I said, it's important for us to have love in business. And he said, you know what, Lotus? Why? And yeah, he made me do my homework. He made me tell the story. And guess what? Because we were able to tell the story, we reached countless numbers. And he's going to share that when we get together with him. Okay, so come on in. And let us know where you're coming in from. I see Augusta's coming in. I see the Philippines coming in. I see somebody from Maryville coming in. So come on in and get in where you fit in, because I'm about to start the show and get this party started. Okay, so I am super delighted. I want to present to some of you and introduce to many of you my amazing guest. But first, we're going to go and pay some bills, and then if you're ready for him to come on and get in the hot seat, you got to give him some love. So give me some L's. So when he comes in the house, we can give my friend, Mark Stephen Pooler, woo, woo, We're going to give them some energy, folks. So I'm going to get them, and we'll be right back. So come on in and get in where you fit in. Like, share, start a watch party, and run and tell somebody. I'll be right back.
All right, folks, it's that time. This your girl, Lotus J with Lotus J Night, and I've got him here with me today, on Stephen Pooler. That's right, the brilliant speaker show host. That's right. He's here today to ignite and take flight, so you can ignite and take flight in every area of your life. And he's coming up next. He's a leader, a speaker, and a show host, and a guest. And he's here to ignite your fire today. Come on, we're going to talk about world-class business, Changemakers. Come on, let's go. Woo! Welcome, one Stephen Pooler.
Woo-woo! Hey there!
Hey Lotus, thank you so much for the beautiful introduction and the amazing intro. And it's great to be here with your audience and yourself today.
Awesome, awesome. So, folks, if you are just coming in, please go ahead, like, share, start a watch party, run and tell somebody that I'm here today with my phenomenal guest, Mark Stephen Pooler. He is here and he's going to knock our socks off. He's the editor-in-chief of Global Media and News, publisher, and he's a publisher at MSP News Global. And also, he's a PR agency. Yes, he is. He's the whole entire agency. Why? Because he's helping you all over the world ignite and take flight in the PR area of your life. And Mark is the global profile builder. So Mark, again, welcome to the show. I appreciate it. We've got folks chiming in. Let's go ahead and tell them what we're talking about today. This is our topic: why love is important in business from world-class business change makers. Okay, we're going to be talking about that. But before we jump in, Mark, you want to see who's in the house with us?
Show me. I'm excited to see who's joining us today.
All right, fantastic. So let's go right to Washington, D.C. Angie's here, and you want to take the next one, Mark?
Hey guys, watching from Merville.
Awesome, awesome. And Sherlonda Evans, great to see you from Augusta, Georgia. I love it. You want to take the next one, Mark?
Gerard Patrick Libuno, notepad and pen is ready, watching from the Philippines.
Awesome. Great to see you. And Ken's is saying hello from the Philippines. And guess what, Mark? I asked the folks to send you some love before you ever came in. And so guess what? Gerard is sending you love. Scarlett, let us know where you're coming in from. She's sending you love. And so many other folks. We've got Jasper here, and he's from Tango City. Good to see you, Jasper. And you got some loves from Jasper and Ken's. And Jerk, where are you coming in from? He said, hello, Paul, watching from Pasay. Good to see you. And Nero is here. Good to see you. Ilolo City. Well, we appreciate you being here. And Sarah Beth is joining us from the Philippines. And hey, there is the fabulous lady herself, all the way from Florida, Camille Robb. And here, this message is for you. You want to take that, Mark?
Ken's Pueblo. I'm so excited to know why love is important in business from world-class business change makers, and we'll be sharing that with you today.
Awesome. And we got a hello from Australia. Great to have you here with us today. And so we're going to get right into it, folks. You know, I've got my friend here with me today. We're going to be talking about why love is important in business from world-class business change makers. And let's get right in. So if you could, I've introduced you, but those words are still not enough to describe the totality of the person you are. So can you tell us a little bit more about yourself, Mark?
I would love to, Lotus. I'm Mark Stephen Pooler, the Global Profile Builder. I support high-profile, high-value individuals to be seen, heard, and get noticed with the worldwide digital media to become known globally. I'm the founder and editor-in-chief of MSP News Global, and also founder of TMSP Agency, which is a premium media and PR agency. I support my clients with written credibility articles, expert positioned radio and web T interviews, press release, major publication features. That's a little bit more about me, Lotus.
Awesome, awesome. So thank you so much. And we've got folks from France tuning in, and
Hey.
Rondo, and just
Hey.
folks from all over the world. We're so happy to have you. So happy to have you. So we're going to get right into the next question. What inspired you to come to the show and talk about this topic? I usually say tonight, but today, because this topic as to why it's important for us to have love in business. What inspired you to talk about it? Because it's a tough topic, because a lot of times business people say, no, I'm here for business. I'm not here to give love.
So we have had one of the worst years. We've all been locked down.
Yes.
We've had a global pandemic. Business owners have gone out of business. It's been a real tough year. Lots and lots of people have lost jobs. And I really feel now is really important to have love in business, because having more love in business, it allows people to gain opportunities to
Yes.
rebuild their lives, and also to, I just think it's so important, Lotus, now more than ever, with the year that we have all been through, with the amount of businesses that have gone out of businesses. And if we have more love in business, less people will suffer and more
Yes.
people will thrive.
Whoo, I love that. So I hope you got your notepad and your pen, because he just gave a golden nugget, If we have more love in business, more people will what? They will thrive. They will not suffer. Why? Because we're leading with love. And so that's what it takes. It takes more love in business. And so I want to go right to this next question, because Mark, you and I, we've talked and you've shared some things with me. And I know that you've made some dynamic changes in the world. And I'm going to share this with all of you, because some of you may not know this, but Mark spearheaded this wonderful love offering to the world. The MSP News Global. He had a wonderful collaboration of some of the top speakers, influencers, change makers on the planet to come together and discuss this very topic. But if you notice, Mark's not in the picture, but he highlights people. This is what he does. And so I want you guys to, let's give Mark some more love. Give us another L in the comment block below, because you've got people from all around the world here. And this was a labor of love for you. And I'm sure some of it didn't come easy, because you were dealing with people in so many different countries. And so that meant you had to be awake at so many different times to even connect with us globally. So with that being said, and I'm going to take this down. And first, I want to say thank you, because I was a huge part of that. And the numbers, in less than a week, we hit over 100K. I want to say when you first published it, and less than a day or two really, was over 100K. And you can correct me if my numbers are off. Yeah. And when I got the numbers, I was almost speechless. And as a show host, that's not easy to do, to make me speechless. But through that, all the love you shared, how do you do it? Having come through the struggles that you have experienced, because let's face it, you and I've talked, you've had some struggles. Can you share some of the struggles you've had and how you still manage to have love coming through it?
Well, firstly, it was great to have you involved in this project, Lotus, and thank you to Annie Koji for bringing us together, saying this person is a perfect fit to come and join this collaboration. So thank you to Annie Koji. And to another thing that you mentioned, we got 100,000 reach. That was just from the Facebook ad campaign alone. That doesn't take into account the social sharing of all collaborators. So we got huge organic reach, and it also doesn't take into account as well the national press release we did behind the campaign that went out to over 200 media outlets, financial feeds, industry news sites, newspapers, and independent news platforms as well. So the number is a lot higher than 100,000 in a week. To answer your question, Lotus, I come from a past of severe bullying. Right from when I started first school, I was bullied about my sexuality and about the way I looked. This was at primary school, age 5 to 6 years old. So that was really, really hard, not knowing my own sexuality and being bullied for it. And that led to me having really low self-esteem and low self-confidence. I left secondary school at the age of 15 because of the bullying, with a really bad education. I didn't have good grades. I started drug taking at the age of 15. It started with soft drugs to start with, and by the age of 21, I was addicted to crack cocaine and heroin. I went out on a party night out with friends, having the time of my life 1 minute. I tried a new clubbing drug. The next minute, I woke up in hospital, chest all shaven, where shock pads had been used to bring me back to life. Bruises all up my arm where adrenaline had been pumped into me to bring me back to life. I had just collapsed and died from drug use, aged 21. I was living a bad life that was going nowhere. I slowly started to rebuild my life. I started to study the law of attraction, which I really, really know has a great impact on the reality that you create. The thoughts that you put into your mind really do have an impact on the outer reality that you create. So I slowly started to rebuild my life. It wasn't until I was older, age 30, that I really got into business, entrepreneurship, personal development, self-improvement. So to answer your question, Lotus, I have so much love and use love in business. It's taken me a lot of self-work to love myself. And I know what it's like when I was trying to build my social media entrepreneurship business and make a name for myself. Many people tried to knock me down before I had even started to make a name for myself, before I had even made any kind of success. I was just starting. Some of these people were really, really high up in their journeys. They were quite high profile, but yet they was trying to knock someone down who was just starting out. So to answer your question, I know that that is not a great way to do business and to build a brand. I have always built my brand by being honest, authentic, being trusting, having loyalty, and having love. These are my values, and it's so important to have love in business, because trying to knock people down, you're only affecting your own business in the long term. The world of business can be very dog eat dog, and it
Yes.
can be all about competition, which I feel this global pandemic, now more than ever, a world of collaboration, cooperation. Everybody thrives, and get rid of competition. The only compete with is yourself. Try to be better than the person you was yesterday. Get rid of competition, have love in business. Everybody thrives.
You know what? I just got to tell you, if you love what he said, put a number 2 in the comment block below. Get rid of competition in business. Mark, you are one of the first people that I've ever had really stated that way. And it's funny because I always tell people we don't need to compete in business because there's more than enough to go around, because the competitive mind typically is not a mind that is leading with love. It's not leading with love. So I see so many people, they love what you just said. They've got their twos streaming in. Wang Lee is there. Jade Marie is there. So many folks are streaming in with their twos. And of course, I got to put my 2 in there too. Okay. So I want to pause for a moment, if we may. And I want to thank you for sharing some of the struggles, because you've shared from your heart. You've talked about the fact that you were bullied coming along. You shared that you were bullied because you were still trying to find out your own self-identity, and it led you to a life of drugs. But through all of that, it lowered your self-esteem. It led you to that. You talked about being in the hospital. You collapsed and died. They had to revive you, but you used the law of attraction to really rebuild yourself. And what I also like that you shared, and that a lot of people think, Mark, that when they go through things like that, and as you know, I've shared with you, I've come from a family where many of my family members have had difficulties with drugs. And luckily I hadn't, but I have been in shooting galleries. And for those of you that don't know what a shooting gallery is, it's a place that I went in New York, and there are people living in an abandoned building. And back in the day, they call them shooting galleries. Mark, I might be dating myself with that one right there. But those that know. And that helped me to refrain from getting into drugs, because I had peer pressure just like anyone else. I went to Catholic school, but guess what? And I'm not sure, Mark, if I share this with you. The first year that the Catholic high school closed, Pope Pius, I went to another high school, and that other high school, the first year I was there, they had a huge drug bust. So it was pervasive in that time, just as it is now. And because I had been in places, and my family members had suffered with overcoming drug addiction, and they lived it out right in front of me, they inspired me to do something different. And so I got involved with psychology and working with people with drug use disorders and substance use disorders, if you will, and mental disorders. And I got to tell you, it's hard, Mark, seeing it from the side of having a family member addicted to drugs, or several family members addicted to drugs and alcohol, and then being on the other side of the bridge, helping people through it. It's hard. And that's when people have help, somebody standing right there to take them through. Yet and I'm sure you had help, but what I heard you say was through all of that, even with the self-identity, and that's one of the hardest things to do, is to find out who you are. And especially in this world where people always saying, well, you can't be gay or you can't be bisexual or whatever you are. It's so hard because you begin to feel this guilt and shame. And so
Yes.
you're pushed down into this guilt and shame, and you lose that self-awareness. You lose that self-loving, and you begin to self-loathe. And it can take you to a very dark place. So I
Yes.
want to thank you for the journey, for the hell that you went through. And I want to thank you for staying alive to come here today, to this very place, to tell your story.
You said that beautifully, Lotus. It really does do that to you. You really go in on yourself. And my life was very much like that up until the age of 15, 16. I started hairdressing, which was great for customer service. It built my confidence, but my partying just spiraled out of control. So you did really sum that up really well, how it is when you are struggling with your sexuality and you are being bullied for it. And also, I would just like to add, with addiction, never suffer alone. It's really, really important to don't be ashamed, never suffer alone. Seek help and support and confide in a friend, a teacher, a mentor, a family member, someone that you can trust, the doctor. There is no shame in seeking help. You should never suffer alone. But most importantly, with addiction, it's so important that you admit you have a problem yourself before anyone else will ever be able to help you. Because if you don't admit you have got a problem, no one else will be able to help you out of it either.
Yes. And here's one of the fundamental keys. As a person who have diagnosed thousands of people, one of the things that I learned when I was with my patients at that time was that they had to see themselves as a person. They had to embrace the fact that that was a part of their truth. And so I want to say it's okay to tell your truth to yourself first. Because if you can tell your truth to yourself first and stand in that, you can tell it to other people, and other people will help you. Because no matter what your family says or anyone says about you, you are loved. And you have to love yourself above all and know that you are worth it. Know that you can change your life around. I have a living miracle right here. This man died, okay? And he was revived. And then from being revived, he changed his life around at 30. For some of you out there that think it cannot be done, that you think you're at the end of your road, you're not. You are loved. You are appreciated. And it just takes you to admit your problem to yourself. And I like the way that you said that, Mark, because it is a problem. It's not something that people just love to do because it's the thing to do. Like when a person first starts taking the drug, a lot of times it's the peer pressure and things of that nature. But at some juncture, people say, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. But by that time, oftentimes the addiction has set in, and it's a lot harder to make the difference, to make the change. So I want to jump to a couple of comments really quickly because we've got a lot of people streaming in. I want to take this Hey, Shirley Murphy from Nigeria, Africa. Great to see you. I want to take this remark from Miss Camille. She says, your competition is yourself. And Shirley Murphy says, sure, the only person to compete with is yourself. So everybody's on board with that. So Gerard said, I was moved when he said that the only one that we need to beat is ourselves and be better than we were yesterday. And Jasper said, that's a very inspiring story of you, Mr. Pooler. So much lessons in it, and just realized many things right now. Thank you so much. Everybody thrives. No more competing to others and knocking others out and not being honest on the beginning. Hashtag law of attraction. Let's be better. So thank you so much. Nero said law of attraction is everything. And so I think we have a question. Hold on a second. Oh, no, we got a comment. Exactly. Jasper says exactly. Cooperation, collaboration should be happening in today's pandemic situation. And let's never suffer alone. Yes. So what do you think about some of the things that you're hearing? Because people are agreeing with you that they should admit that we don't need to compete. We do need to lead from a place of love. What are your thoughts?
Lovely comment here as well. And great that you carried on moving forwards. That's really, really inspiring. Admitting that you have a problem is the beginning. Thank you for your comment as well.
Yes.
What was your question, Lotus?
How do you feel seeing so many people from around the world, all over, saying, you know what? Bravo to you. We don't care about sexuality. We don't care about drugs. We understand it. We embrace it. Yet you're here today and you're better for all of the hell that you went through, and you're creating things all around the world to shed light on how love can heal and cure a multitude of things.
It makes me really humbled, and that is why I share my story. When I started public speaking, I had a message and a voice and a story, and that was why I started my whole entrepreneurship journey, to inspire others that no matter of your past or present circumstances, you can create any future reality that you want. I speak in schools around bullying, drug awareness, mental health, body image issues, sexuality. That is why I always share my story. No matter what show I am on, I have an obligation to serve and show people that your past never defines your future reality. So I do really appreciate everyone's kind words.
Awesome. And so I'm gonna ask a question that just came to mind, because I remember hearing a gentleman, Malcolm. He talked about, and he's a huge celebrity. He's been on the Oprah Winfrey Show, and he talked about the fact that, and he has a show of his own as well. He talked about the fact that he went to do business with someone. I think he invited him to the show and to do business with him, and the guy turned him down, and he didn't understand why. And the guy, eventually it came out because he was same-sex oriented, and it hurt him. It hurt him so bad. So what would you say to someone out there that's struggling with the same thing, whether they're very well accomplished or not accomplished, but they're trying to do business with people, and they say, I don't want to do business with you because of the fact that you're same-sex oriented? What would you say to somebody like that?
Firstly, I would say in business, you are going to get rejection. You have to become strong. You have to not care for being rejected. Get used to people saying no, because it's only no for now. In my opinion, if that happened to me, I would not want to work with that person anyway, because their beliefs are different to my beliefs. Never take it personal. Don't take it personal. And I think it's a blessing, because you are not meant to be doing business together. Yep. So just move on to another opportunity. Don't take it personal. And that is a reflection on them and not you. So that's just their way of living, their beliefs. It's not wrong. They're entitled to have that belief, as long as they're not imposing that belief onto other people. And just don't take it personal. There'll be plenty of other opportunities in business.
Awesome. Fantastic. Don't take it personal. And it's hard sometimes not to take it personal, especially if it's somebody that you really respect and you like, and then you find out, wow, they're they don't want to do business with me because of this reason. But I like how you framed that, Mark. You said that they are living within their own belief systems, basically. And just because they have their own belief system doesn't make them wrong, and it doesn't make the other person wrong, because that's how they identify on this planet. And I always share this with people. We are spiritual beings having a human experience.
Yes.
It's not the other way around. And if you look at spirituality, if you look at energy, it helps to level the playing field when you begin to value people as spiritual beings having a human experience. And so I share that because it's critically important. When you identify that in your mind and in your heart, it's not your place to judge somebody. For those that sit in the seat of the scornful, even your Bible says, judge not, for with that same measure of judgment ye use, ye shall be judged also. So who are you to judge? And so when people come to my show, I don't, their life is their own and my life is their own. I give them the opportunity to say what they want to say. And I may not necessarily agree, or I may agree. Yet this is what I know, because I deal from the premise that I deal with. That's their truth, and It's all right. And I don't take it personally. And I think that's just wonderful for you to say, don't take it personally. They have their life, they have their truth. Respect their truth is what I'm hearing you say. Respect their truth, even if they don't want to embrace you. But at the same time, respect your truth and embrace yourself and love yourself, devoid of what anybody is saying. Woo! Y'all, this thing is hot right here. We're going to take a quick break because we are almost at the top of the hour. I told you he was bringing the fire with him. So listen, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come right back. If you have any questions, go ahead and put the question in the comment block below, because when we come back, we're going on with the show and we're going to keep this fire going. We'll be right back.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to the show. The topic today is why love is important in business from world-class business changemakers. And we have the phenomenal Mr. Mark Stevens Pooler. If you're just joining the show, make sure you like, share, start a watch party. We've got the editor-in-chief of global media and news publisher at MST News Global, and he's our agent. Mark Stevens Pooler, global profile builder, is here today as we discuss why love is important in business from world-class business changemakers. Welcome to the show. Like, share, start a watch party.
All right, and we are are back. I am super duper happy to have all of you all here. We have several people joining in. We have the visibility strategist all the way from, well, let's say Atlanta, because she's in Atlanta now. We see you. So thank you so much. And Mark, folks are ready to put you back in the hot seat. They have some questions for you, but I see something from Jasper. Hashtag respect their truth. Hashtag respect your truth. Let's get a high five for that. Come on, Mark. That's what I'm talking about. All right, so Camille has a question she wants to ask of you. She says, what was the hardest thing that happened to you as a young person that made you make that shift to believe in yourself? I think that's what you're saying. Okay.
It was definitely bullying. It was hard. I remember walking home from school one day. One of the lads in class came and kicked me in my back on the way home for no reason. I had to run the 2 miles home. So bullying as a child, especially when you're being bullied about your sexuality, and I didn't even know what it meant when I was first being called gay. So that was so hard, and that's why I had such low self-esteem, low self-confidence, lack of belief in myself. That's why I did so bad at school. And even when I got older, the wounds had healed, but the scars were very much still there, which led me to having cosmetic procedures because of the way I looked, to always being called big chin, big ears. Unfortunately, kids can be cruel. So I think it's important to really be sure that we look after people that are going through bullying in schools. It's a really serious problem. Even as you get older, bullying happens in workplace as well. I've been bullied in workplace when I was employed. It really keeps you up at night. It really damages your mental health. And that's why I'm so passionate about sharing my story, to really inspire others to really make an impact and stop some of these really important issues, Lotus.
Wow, that's awesome. And so, Camille, I hope that answered your question. We're going to dive right in to our next question. Let's talk about the phenomenal. Let me just say this. We talked about the reach that you shared, and it was so fitting for you to really explode it around Valentine's Day. But let's talk about the type of impact it made around the world. What type of impact did it make?
It really did make an impact. Firstly, all of us collaborating together, we were showing the power of collaboration, which is so important. We had so much positive comments, so much positive feedback, and it got so many different pickups by media that it really got the message out to people. So to answer your question, we really did get the global impact that we all wanted to create, to show the importance of love in business.
But here's the thing. I mean, this hit places that we hadn't even talked about yet. And you had, I mean, look, folks, Dr. Travis Fox, he's a celebrity teacher, trainer, motivational speaker, life architect, doctor. He's an Emmy Award winner. He's one of the top 20 entrepreneurs by Yahoo Finance. And personally, I've met him through social media. And this guy is dynamic. And I've had chances to just sit and we've talked. And these are the type of people that you brought to the platform. And of course, you brought my great friend, Annie Koshi. another dynamic person, and then just a slew of other people globally. And it made such a difference. And so I'm going here. Why? Because you show the world that no matter if you've been bullied, no matter how you identify, you can make a difference on the planet, and you impacted the world. And you didn't stop there. You didn't stop there. So I got some secret sauce. If you want some secret sauce, put a SS in the comment block. If you want some secret sauce, put some SS in the comment block, because you didn't stop there. You collaborated with people, as Shirley just said, and we got a question. So I'm going to take that. And I like this. Woohoo! Pat said from Atlanta, treat others the way you want to be treated. And that's what you did when you did this phenomenal global thing. You led with love, and it was your standard that everyone that was on this love crusade, if you will, because this is a movement, that everyone exuded love and respect. That was the primary thing.
And we had Unstoppable Tracy, who is a worldwide superstar speaker. Unstoppable Tracy. She has no arms, no legs. She is a true inspiration. She has so much love in business. She's about collaboration.
Yes, she is.
She has millions and millions and millions of views on her TEDx talk. And so the principal says, check out Unstoppable Tracy. She is phenomenal.
She's awesome. And that's just to name a few. So folks, I'm going to have the link here, and I want you to go to the link, okay? Because I'm putting it in the comment block below. I want you to go to that link. I want you to check it out. I want you to connect with Mark, okay? He's my friend, and you definitely want him to be your friend. And so with that being said, Unstoppable Tracy, you are so right. She is phenomenal. She is phenomenal. And she's a sweetheart as well. And you see Tracy everywhere. You just see her everywhere. And so with that being said, the impact was bananas. And you're getting a lot of SS's. They want the secret sauce. They want the secret sauce. So we're going to go to the secret sauce. Wow. So much SS. And wow. Okay. I can't bring them all up because we have a question. Gerard said, before we move on to the secret sauce, he said, what is your impression or inspiration to stop drugs and start your business?
It was a slow road to recovery when I give up drugs. It was as soon as I had collapsed and died, I give up crack cocaine and heroin straight away. I didn't see a doctor. I didn't have substitute medication. I cold turkeyed and went through the hot and cold flushes. I read my first Law of Attraction book, age 21, a long time before The Secret book and The Secret movie come out. And I am so honoured that now I have done media coverage for most of the original cast of The Secret book and movie, including I did an article recently for Rhonda Byrne, who wrote The Secret book. I manifested that because I was such a big fan, but I still carried on taking softer drugs for a fair few years. I slowly weaned myself off drugs, but it was when I started social media entrepreneurship, working on personal development, self-improvement, hiring coaches, having mentors, going to workshops, doing trainings. That was when I really started to rebuild my life.
All right. So, and those of you that are here today, and thank you for your questions, everybody. Thank you for your questions. Mark, they putting you to work today. They putting you to work, and they putting me to work. Those of you that have had the opportunity to look at the show so far, I have a question. Who have you liked, shared, and started a watch party with? I dare you to share this with somebody, and then put their name in the comment. Let us know who you're sharing with and where you're sharing. It's super important to get this message out, because what Mark has to say is changing lives, not will. It is changing lives. And so make sure you check this out, because here's some secret sauce for you. Mark said, you know what? I'm not going to stop there. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to create a magazine, Why Love is Important in Business, from world-class business changers. And if you look, I've already put it in the comment block below. You can go there and grab it. And you can read these inspiring and these powerful stories. You definitely want to hear what each person has to say, because all of us come from a place of knowing. All of us have a struggle that we had to overcome. And some of our stories are similar to Mark's. Some of our stories are dissimilar. But the primary thing that you want to know above all is that the stories can compel you to make a change that will just change the trajectory of your life. All the hell that you've gone through. And even some people may have not gone through hell. You may have gone through bliss, but you might be stuck and you don't know how to get where you're trying to go. Well, if you read these stories, it might help you to get to where you're trying to go. And those of you that have a story to tell, I dare you, connect with me, connect with Mark, and the story can be told. Hi, Harriet Rogers. Pridgeton, good to see you. And Ken says, wow, thank you for sharing. So I'm going to another secret sauce, because it's already at the top of the hour. Oh my God, I've had such fun. If you all have had a great time thus far, go ahead and give this awesome human being that is a spiritual being having a human experience. He's a 10 times 10 times 10. Give him a 10 in the comment block below. Give him a 10. And so, Mark, I'd like you to tell us about the Brilliance Business Show. And I want to be one of your guests too, because the show is fire. This show is just amazing. I want to be on the show, and I've got some folks. I'm telling you, you want to be on this show. So if you want to get with this global profile builder, you need to check him out. So Mark, I'm going right here because I have to show it. This is my guy. He's a global profile builder. If you want to get on his show, it's called the Brilliance Business. You've got a show coming up, and it's going to be Thursday, which is the 8th, which is tomorrow. You're going to be interviewing Sheena Cantor. Okay. She's a high performance mindset mentor. Okay. And she helps people, but you're helping her and you're helping the world because you're bringing her on the Brilliance Business Show. So tell us a bit about the show.
So firstly, I have a radio show on Business Innovators Radio Network, which is a USA-based radio network. And my radio show is called Brilliance Business: Conversations with Leading Experts in Business. And then I was offered a great opportunity to bring the radio to web TV, where it goes out to millions of homes, Apple TV, Fire TV, Android TV, Roku, many, many more platforms. And I obviously kept it similar to my radio show, Brilliance Business. So it's Brilliance Business TV. It's streamed live on MSP News Global also, and it's also on the E360 TV network under Fresh Takes. So it's Brilliance Business TV, conversations with leading experts in business. Firstly, I spotlight all of my guests' success. We talk about their past, obstacles they have overcome, the steps they have taken to create success. We talk about their product, their service, and how they serve the world. So, one, it spotlights my guest success, but we also make it very educational so that it's really, really entertaining for the viewers of the show and viewers of the listeners of the radio show as well.
All right. Fantastic. Fantastic. So, folks, I've already put it in the comment. You've got the link. You can go and check out the show tomorrow. Make sure you check out the show. It's going to be phenomenal. So, Mark, I got to thank you. It's been amazing. I've had a fabulous time. What type of time have you had?
I give you a 10 out of 10.
Well, thank you so much. So, what's next for you? What's next for you, and how can people follow you?
I am at the moment working on my next collaboration, which launches in June. It's again around a real celebration holiday. I'm not giving anything away at the moment, but it's another great collaboration. I have lots of media interviews over the coming weeks. I've been featuring in lots of entertainment, celebrity platforms. So my own profile is growing rapidly as well. I have also taken on a lot of new clientele. So I'm working to help my clients to get seen, noticed, and heard. There's so many things I am working on, but the future is very, very bright. If people want to follow me on social media, they can go to contactmark.me, and all of my social media platforms are there. And I do offer a free PR consultation if you are ready to be seen, heard, and get noticed with worldwide digital media to become known globally. Go to www.contactmark.me and schedule a meeting, and we'll have a Zoom get together and have a coffee over Zoom for a free PR consultation to see if we would be a good fit, and I can support you to get seen, noticed, and heard.
Awesome, awesome. And so this is not the first rodeo. This will not be his last rodeo. He is going to blaze trails into the sunset. And we ask you, Mark, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to bring you back, and we'd love to have your final words of wisdom when we come back. So we're going to be right back. Hang tight and make sure you write his information. Be right back.
You got me running. Shake it, baby. Raise your hands up.
Another awesome interview with Mark Steven Pooler. He is that guy. Make sure you connect with him. For PR at its finest, get with the editor-in-chief, Global Media and News, the publisher at MSP News Global and PR agency, Mark Steven Pooler, the global profile builder, as we discuss why those important in business from world-class change.
All right, and we are back. And folks, if you are just tuning in, this is my amazing guest, Mark Pooler. He said, Lodi, take that Mr. off there. It's okay. Mark Pooler. Oh, and by the way, I got to tell you guys, we were backstage before the show, right? So I had on a shirt, this one earlier, right? And so I went and I changed. And Mark says, Lotus, the shirt you had on earlier, it really becomes you. And he had taken a picture of me, right? And I said, well, he said, you look beautiful in that one. And so he said, but don't forget you had to go to the restroom, right? So I go to the restroom, I come back and I put on this shirt because Mark loved it. So Mark dressed me today, folks. So, and he can dress you too. I don't know, Mark, that might be another line of business. I don't know. You know, people say if you want to get noticed, come see Lotus. Well, guess what? If you want to dress to impress, go see Mark Pooler. So with that being said, thank you, Mark. I really appreciate it. So with final words of wisdom, Mark, would you please share with our viewers your final words of wisdom?
Whatever you would like to achieve, no matter where you are in the present moment, no matter what has happened in the past, you can create any future reality that you would like to create. It starts with positive, empowering belief systems that leads to making better choices, taking big action, and with repetition you can create any future reality that you would like to create. Thank you so much, Lotus, for the opportunity. I have really enjoyed being on your show today, and thank you everyone for tuning in.
Thank you so much, Mark. It's been a delight, an honor, and a pleasure to have you on the show. And I look forward to having you back. If you guys want Mark back on the show, go ahead and put a 12 this time. Put a 12 in the comment block below. Put a 12 in the comment block below. And don't forget to connect with Mark. You can connect with him on social media. You can go right to his Facebook. You can connect with him at contactmark.me. And you can go from there. And so my final words of wisdom to all of you today is don't forget what Mark shared with us. Be who you are. Love who you are. And if someone doesn't want to do business with you because who you are, guess what? Maybe you shouldn't be doing business with them anyway. And don't forget, contact Mark at contactmark.me. And my words of wisdom is just what I said. Love who you are, because if you love you, guess what? Someone else will love you too. God loves you, and you should love you. After all, God created you. So, hey, I think there's something great about you. Like my friend Les Brown says, you have greatness inside you. So just remember that. And so look forward to seeing you all tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I will have Tracy Toriomi, the financial guru that has broken the chains of financial bondage. Make sure you join me tonight, and thank all of you for being here today as we hosted the phenomenal Mark Stephen Pooler as he shared with us why love is important in business from world-class business change makers. And look, I challenge you to ignite and take flight in every area of your life. And if you don't think you can do it, keep listening to my voice, and my voice will see you through it. Have a great day and be blessed.
You got me running, got me running. Shake it, shake it, shake it, baby.
Thank you to our phenomenal guest, Stephen Mark Pooler. He rocked the mic, baby. Check him out on Brilliant